Welcome to the Loch Rannoch workshop. I'm Alec with Get Bagpipe Ready, and here in lesson 1 we're going through the first half of the first line of the tune. There's going to be 6 lessons in total in the workshop, and you can find the link below to access all those lessons. So without any further ado, let's get started. There's no introductory E note in the sheet music, but we're going to start on that anyway because that's most common how you'd get into this tune. So that's the part we're going to cover here. We're going to set the embellishments aside for a moment, and then we'll add those back in a little bit later. So our first transition is E down to low A. So our bottom hand, normally our right hand, pinky fingers up in the low A position. Top hand, normally our other right hand, by that I mean your left hand, ring finger is up on the top hand. And you're just dropping down that ring finger to get to low A. And from there, we're going up to C. So from low A to C, we have to drop down the pinky finger and lift up those middle 2 fingers. And then from there, we're going up to E. So C to E, a little bit more fingers on the move here. We're in that C position already. We're going to, with the bottom hand, go back to the low A position. The pinky finger raises up, the middle 2 fingers come down. With the top hand, we're raising up that ring finger, and that's all got to happen at the same time. Next transition is an easy peasy one, just lifting up the middle finger of the top hand from E to F. This transition, not too bad, but we're going to bring that thumb off the back of the chanter from the F to the high A. Thumb comes off the chanter. At the same time, that top finger comes off, and at the same time, that ring finger has to come back on the chanter. So there's that transition. And we just got a few more notes to go of this lesson 1 phrase, and then we'll be adding in those embellishments. So if you're just hanging around for those embellishments, you can jump ahead, but I think it's always good to hear the melody, play the melody a little bit even without those embellishments, just so you can start getting the tune in your head. In any case, let's get moving along here. So starting from the start again. So we did F to high A, and as you heard, we went high A back to F. So we just did the reverse of what we just did. Make sure that ring finger comes off, the thumb and the top finger come on. So as you heard there, our middle finger dropped down to E, and then we went back up to F, and that's the end of the phrase. Let me play it for you, this lesson 1 phrase once more here, and I'll play it nice and slow as well. And let's get adding those embellishments in. And just, to talk about timing, I'm going to save that for lesson 3. I don't want to overwhelm you all in lesson 1. Again, lessons 2 to 6 are going to be in the link below this video, so you can always check those out and join me in this workshop, as well as I got lots of other tune workshops to choose from. But let's add in those embellishments. So our first one is a G grace note from E down to low A, and this is our introductory E. You won't see it in the sheet music, but if you want, you can draw it in. So that G grace note, we have to lift up the top finger first, then the bottom finger comes down of the top hand, and then the top finger comes down. So that's our G grace note. And then next we have something a little bit busier. It's a grip. let me play that grip a couple more times. So what's happening with that grip? We drop down the pinky finger of the bottom hand. Then we're on that low G. While we're on that low G, we do a D grace note, top finger of the bottom hand. And then after that D grace note finger comes back down, then we pop up to C with the middle two fingers of the bottom hand. So nice and slow. So play it nice and slow like that till you get more comfortable with it, and then you can speed it up and get it into the melody of the tune. We have another grace note there from C up to E. We've done that note transition already. Now we just got to add in that top finger lifting up. Before we do the note transition, then the top finger comes down. So lots of fingers on the move here. So you'll notice that top finger lifts, and it's the first to move, it comes off the chanter, and it's the last to land on the chanter. All the other fingers got to find their spots before that finger comes down. And from the beginning, now no grace note on that F, which is nice. From the F to the high A, we're going to do a high A doubling or half doubling. So what's happening there, we're going to high A. As soon as we hit that high A, our thumb is already swiping across the hole. So the thumb does have to lift off the hole before it swipes across. Otherwise, you won't hear that, that high A doubling or half doubling. So thumb off the hole and then swipes across. I swipe down. If you live on the opposite side of the equator, you swipe up. No, I don't know. Some pipers swipe down, some swipe up. It's not a big deal, but it's a swipe. It's not a down and up movement with this particular embellishment. So that's what we're doing there. Let me play what we got so far, and there's only one other grace note to add in. So did you catch that last grace note after that high A? No grace note going to the F. But we do have a grace note going from F down to E. This is a pretty easy embellishment here. We're just lifting up the top finger. Second finger comes down before the top finger comes down, and that's it. That's all. And then our next note back up to the F, no embellishment there. So I'll play for that lesson one for you, that lesson one chunk, nice and slow with embellishments. And remember, in lesson 3, we'll talk a little bit about timing. We won't go too far down that music theory rabbit hole, but a little bit about timing, just so as you know where you're going to tap your foot, how to read this 6/8 sheet music. And then we will be heading on to new material in lesson 2 and beyond. So definitely check out the link below to access all 6 lessons of the workshop. And thanks again for joining me in lesson 1. I'll play for you this lesson 1 chunk once more. And until next time, happy piping!